Everyone, what's going on? Welcome to another Vlogmas video. I'm headed in to Dick's Sporting Goods to get the last Christmas present. Finally check everything off the list. But it is another beautiful shopping day here in North Texas. So I've decided to let y'all hang out with me today on this Sunday afternoon. I'm just going to bring you along with everything that I'm doing. So I just left Dick's. I think that is the last of the Christmas shopping done. I'm here at Sprouts, going to get some groceries. I have become addicted to health food stores and buying better quality and better sourced foods. It's a dangerous slippery slope when you start doing that, because then you become a snob and you don't want to buy anything else. But that's what we're doing today. And then after Sprouts, we're going to go to Kroger's and get everything else that we need because it's less expensive. Other things on the agenda, we're going to be creative. We're going to be an OT and we're going to be creative and hand make. We're doing white elephant for our official work Christmas party. So I'm going to hand make this blanket. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but we're going to try that today. We've got to wrap presents and send out the Christmas cards. So getting all of the holiday and Christmas things checked off out. Getting all those checked off the list today. Just thought we could hang out and maybe talk about being creative as an OT. I know that there can be a lot of pressure to be creative in this profession, and let me tell you, you don't have to be. I'm definitely not creative, or I don't consider myself creative or artistic by any means. So as we're hanging out, I thought we could chit chat about that. Now comes the crafting part of the video, where I'm going to try and turn all this yarn. Is this yarn? I don't even know. I don't even know what this is. Well, we're going to try and turn it into a blanket. See what happens. So I am following a tutorial. This is Do It on a Dime's tutorial for DIY chunky blanket. I don't know why I decided to attempt this, but I do like to make things, but I give up very easily if it's too hard. So I kind of spent a lot of money on the yarn, so I'm hoping they're not the same. Can you see the difference in thickness? This one's much thicker. So this one says extra. This one does not say extra. Joanne's Fabric. I'm mad at you. I ordered this online and picked it up. So herein lies the problem with crafting. And being crafty and artistic as an OT, you have to have supplies. They don't have to be the best supplies or good, but you do have to have some supplies, and sometimes that can be very hard. A lot of clinics don't have a lot of crafting supplies, and not necessarily crafting, but just even basic necessities that you would need for doing simple activities like cooking and baking, laundry supplies, things, regular everyday activities that you can make therapeutic. Sometimes facilities just don't have that. So therein lies the creativity and figuring out, what can you bring from your house? What can you find at the clinic that could simulate that? And that's where in being creative as an OT, and I think that's where the stereotype for OTs being creative comes from. And I think historically, if you look at the beginning of our profession, we were very creative, and we were part of the arts and crafts movement. And we used arts and crafts as a form of healing, working in the mental health sector, working to rehabilitate soldiers. So I think historically and stereotypically, that's why people think of OTs as being very creative. I still think that holds true, but I just want to throw it out there that you can be an OT and not be super creative or artistic. I don't know what to do about this situation. I'm kind of upset that I paid money and then it's not what I need. Well, I'm just gonna start, and we will figure it out. That's all. I'm just gonna start. This is why you don't put things off to the last minute as well, okay? Holiday gifting, don't put it off to the last minute.
The other side, pull through an extra loop to create the next row.
This is what we have so far. So I realized that I did the wrong pattern, and so then I tried to correct, which is right there, and then I was like, nope, there's no going back. So then I'm just gonna repeat that pattern and do like separate chunks and see what that looks like. But all in all, it doesn't look that bad. Oh man. I think this part looks good right here, and then the edge actually looks pretty nice. This all looks pretty good, but it's very, very soft. So that's the one thing it has going for it, is that it's real soft. Okay, so we're gonna take a break from the blanket because my back is killing me. I probably should have done it on the table, but we're going to take a break to address our Christmas card. Now, this Christmas card might be a little bit controversial. It is from last Christmas Eve, where we went to see some live elephants and got to learn about them and hang out with them. And it was a little bit controversial that I got some negative comments on it, how they mistreat the animals and abuse them. Obviously, we weren't aware of that when we went, but it's a pretty cool photo, so, you know, I'm gonna put it on the card. So again, controversial Christmas card 2019. But who gets to like stand next to 3 gigantic elephants that could probably murder you in a second, you know? So Merry Christmas. But I'm going to address these. I've been putting it off for a long time, and I need to send them out tomorrow morning, or else they're gonna arrive after Christmas, and we don't want that. So you can see my blanket is not going as well as I had hoped, and that's sometimes what happens when you try new and creative things with your patients. It doesn't always go as planned, but that's how you learn, and that's how you improve and do better with the next patient. You know, you're always problem solving together, so sometimes clients have even better ideas than I do, or their families do, and that's why you get everyone involved. And I think that's what's so special about OT, is that you're trying to create this therapeutic team, which involves other you know, other therapists, but also the family and the client themselves, because if they come up with the idea, oh my gosh, they're going to be way more motivated to do that, and they're going to want to see if it actually works, versus if you're just telling them what to do all the time. Well, at least for some people. Some people like to be told what to do. But yeah, creativity, you don't need it, but it always helps. I think the other thing that really helps is being creative, not in that traditional sense of like being artistic and crafting in that sense, but looking at the environment and seeing how you can adapt it or modify it or use something in a non-traditional way. And that's the creative aspect that I think OTs really should be known for, is trying to think outside of the box and using the environment in ways that maybe other people don't think about. When you work in home health or early intervention, You can't just bring all this stuff to the client. One, it's too expensive. Two, you know, we don't want to bring anything into the home and then when we leave, we just take it with us and then they can't use it when we're not there. So you got to work with what they have. You know, with kids, you know, there's a lot of Tupperware, there's a lot of using pots and pans. You know, you're using blankets, you know, whatever the family has, a little step stool, whatever they've got, you got to try and use it. And that's where creativity plays a big role. But again, don't freak out. You can learn to develop that skill. I'm still working on that, still working on being creative. And you're going to see other people use things and be like, God dang it, why didn't I think of that? You're going to see that all the time. But then, you know, just take what you saw and add it to your toolbox and then use it with somebody else. It shouldn't be some secret where therapists don't want to share their ideas and their creativeness. It shouldn't be like that. If it is at your workplace, then I'm really sorry. But there should be an open sharing of creativity and ideas. Okay, I'm going to get to addressing these now. Okay. Christmas cards have just been dropped off. We're just waiting on one address, so woo! You know, it's not too late. It's never too late to send a Christmas card. I'm gonna head to Chipotle right now because it is Chipotle Sunday. And then we've got to watch some Star Wars, people. Star Wars is coming out this week. Skywalker, man. Who's it gonna be? I don't know. And as I was leaving my house, I just want to say that my neighbor was... Make sure there's no one behind me. My neighbor was still outside raking his leaves and collecting his leaves. Like I said previously, we have a huge leaf problem. So kudos to him for being outside in the dark. It's completely dark outside, as you can tell. And he was still out there going at those leaves. So please come to my house, please. I will pay you. Please collect the leaves. Hello. Back home, we're gonna eat this Chipotle. Maybe watch a Star Wars. A little bit more. And maybe watch Star Wars. Don't look at me like that. I have a few days to finish the blanket, so I would say it's about third done. It's not perfect, but you know, I think it'll do. I think it'll do. But we got the Christmas cards done. I feel like it was a productive day, so thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for talking about creativity and being an OT. Don't worry if you're not creative. Don't let that stop you from pursuing OT at all. I am proof. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go eat my din-dins, eat my Chipotle. But yeah, tune in later this week if you do want to see the final product of the blanket. I will definitely show y'all how it turns out. So tune in later if you want to see that. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.